Hello everybody, welcome back to Operation Dark Horizon. This is Sky Marshal here, bringing you, I think it's 14-point turn, the Soviet and C.C.P turn. And I apologize, I have been sick, my wife has been sick, kids have been sick, employees have been sick, and it's been busy, and it's been cold, and it has snowed nonstop here. So, life gets in the way. But now, I'm back and ready to roll, or best I can. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to try to get through this turn because I don't think a lot of decisive stuff's going to happen this turn. And I need to collect my thoughts, and I don't want to hold up it for anybody else. So what we're going to do here is we're going to dive right in with the C.C.P's turn. And the C.C.P's turn currently is not going to be a whole lot of anything right now. We are not going to attack Suyan right now. The KMT has taken that over. As much as I'd love to help with the Russians or the C.C.P, I don't want to weaken any other territory right now. So consequently, right now, we're going to leave it as is. And hopefully we might have more strength next turn to take that territory. But currently, right now, we're going to build 2 infantry. Nothing too special, and we're going to be putting them into the C.C.P territory of Beijing. And we might do a few changes right now. And then we'll have a recruitment roll of 3, which I don't think I've gotten one in a while. So let's just do that right now and see what we get. And of course we didn't, so all good. So let's just go around to the other side of the table and get our troop for Beijing. And 1 infantry here in Peking. And then I think this militia is in Beijing, if I'm not mistaken. I think it got moved around there. And, oh hell, you know what? We'll move 1 cavalry into Beijing as it is, too. So I think that's correct. And then we'll just leave everything is. And hopefully the KMT and the Japanese will duke it out. They have landed, and you can see the territories taken in the coast there. Shantung, Hunan, and that place, Nanking. So, okay, but there are a few attack moves for the U.S.S.R. But before we get into that, we'll go over some of the buys. And right here you can see our buys are nothing special. We did get jet aircraft last turn, and our Air Force has been lacking a bit. And 1 second. Oh, sorry, I was going to sneeze. And so consequently, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be building 1 transport, 3 MiGs, some militia and infantry. Such a simple turn, it's not even funny. It's kind of pathetic in some ways, but nonetheless, it's kind of what I have planned out for the game here, and we'll get into that in a second. But in the meantime, let's roll our tech rolls, shall we? Now, I've marked off 4 tech rolls here, and I still get a 5th one for the Molotov Ribbentrop pack, but I'm going to roll that separately, and we'll roll it with yellow, just in case the Germans decide to break our pact or whatever. And let's see what we got. So we are going to be doing advanced artillery, 7 or more, and that's a miss. We are going to be doing improved factories, 7 or more. That's a hit, so that's good. That might change my buy, but bear with me here. Oh, sorry, that was going to be improved construction, which was a 7 regardless. That's pretty common, so that was the next one there. And strategic rockets, 11. Oh my God, we actually got that. That is amazing. We have actually moved up to stage 1 for strategic rockets. It's a miracle. And then I believe improved construction we did get, or improved factories and improved construction to the 3rd location. So this allows me to build some fun little units, and that's the T-34s, a max 2 per turn. I think I actually might do that. I might just change my buy right now. So now the 5th one, we're going to have some fun. And I really haven't thought about it too much, but let's just do heavy armor for fun, right? Let's do heavy armor. Heavy armor is going to be 8 or more. And that's a 6, so that's no enchilada. So if we did, well, if the Molotov Ribbentrop pack is broken, then we'll worry about that later. But for now, so what we're going to do here is, yeah, what should we take? We could take off 6 militia to build, actually, that's the nice thing about it. We only need to do 5. So you know what? Why don't we build one militia here, since militia can be kind of useless. And since the tanks are now $5, the T-34s, and we'll take the rest of that, $10, and build two lovely T-34s. And I use the bit more beefier sculpt, and you can tell the difference. If we have any light armor here. Down here you can see the two little silver dots on the back, and then it's just a much bigger sculpt for my actual 64s, T-34s, I should say. Well, that's a little bit of fun. I was wondering if I was going to get that. That's the trouble with technology. Sometimes you don't know when you're trying to plan out your buy. Anyways, let's move on with our turn, shall we? So, attacks. There's pretty much very minimal for attacks here this turn. We're going to consolidate some of our territory and just keep in mind what's going on. So there's nothing in the east that we're going to be attacking for obvious reasons right now. There's nothing really in the western front that we're going to be attacking. We like our relationship with the Soviets, and we want to show and project strength. Sorry, apologize. But we are going to be attacking here in Istanbul, and we're going to be taking one mountain in there. We're going to be taking one cavalry, and we're going to be taking another cavalry in there as well. Now, the reason why I'm doing that is because it's just a minimum of 3 units, because there is the fortification, so one way or another, I am guaranteed to take that territory. The debate now is, of course, what do I do? Do I take other units in there? Do I move them to a different location for possible Italian, British aggression down the road? That is a good question right now. And I noticed the British units are still there. So, and Istanbul is part of a victory condition. So I think, thinking out loud right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in 2 more units, the mechanized and the medium armor, into that territory, because let's face it, we want to hold it, potentially at all costs. And what we'll do is we'll bring this 1 infantry, well, that's a non-combat movement. We'll have this plane come and pick up this guy, the airborne here. So he's going to be leaving Transcaucasia. He's going to be going 1 into Eastern Anatolia, 1, 2, 3, and he'll have, 1, 2, 3, 4. He'll have 2 movements left, and that'll give him a chance to fly back to, I think actually we'll have him fly back to Ankara when that happens. So we'll drop the airborne in there too, might as well. So we're just going to take everything off because it's an auto kill, but we also got to see if we get any casualties. And I do believe we get a minor factory out of that location as well. So let's just roll 6 or less, 2 dice, see if we get any casualties. And of course we get 2 casualties. So that's why we went in there. Now, what's more valuable to remove? Obviously, I think we might, see, the airborne is very valuable to me as well. But the cavalry, you can move around too, right? And the mountain's worth $4. I was hoping to get no casualties, and I guess I could have brought more in there. Probably could have brought the infantry, but that's my fault. Yeah, I think what we'll do here, guys, is for the sake of everything, and cavalry, I can't build them anymore. Let's just take 1 cavalry and one airborne off. It's kind of 6 in one, half dozen the other. Now we'll take this territory away technically from the British, I believe, and we are going to build or put our marker on there. Now I didn't finish any other attack moves, and I probably should do that before I carry on. And so let's just do that right now. The Soviets now will go up 1, 2, and our bonus brings us up there as well, as long as that is intact. So that's what we got right there. And like I say, there's no other attack moves as I thought. I'm just going to go down here and just take a look and see. I have not been studying the board as much as I should have because I have been sick. But let's see here. My cavalry unit in Saudi Arabia, he is quite handy, but but it is a time for a bit of fun, if I do want to have a bit of fun in this game, which I don't think too many people can really deal with at this current moment. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this cavalry go into Qatar, and I'm going to have this plane drop this airborne here into Oman, and we're going to take those two territories away from a neutral and from the British. Not that it's really worth anything. Aden, I think, is their potential bonus, but just to have a bit of fun here. Whether it's a good call or bad call, yeah, whatever, but it's a little bit of fun, and I've never done it before, and that's what this game's all about usually, right? So anyways, just gonna make sure that this was engaged in that battle here, which it was, and then we have 2 spaces left after that, and this bomber picked this up 1, 2, and it can easily fly back to southern Iran or further perhaps, and maybe that may not be a bad idea. I think what we'll do is we'll keep it here in southern Iran. Yeah, so that's pretty straightforward there, and I think that's it, guys, for attacks. But non-combat movements, well, that's the key thing right now. So let me do some of that right now, and we're going to move this bomber 2 spaces back. And what is our best location? Let's move him back. We can't move him because we had to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it would be 5, 6. Tell you what, let's move him back into Ankara. Let's move this Marine. Oh, sorry, I thought that was an infantry. Let's move the Marine. Well, actually, would a Marine better be on the coast, just in case? Or we could... Yeah, well, you know what? He's fine there. He's fine. Just in case somebody gets hanky somewhere and I need to pull him in there, because I do have the transport. So that's good. We are going to move this fighter, however, out of southern Iran, pull him out, and go 1, 2, 3 into Ankara. There's no air base there, but that's not the point. We are going to move this medium bomber down into Ankara as well. I think we're okay with movements down here. So let's go up to the other side of the board. And then, so since the Germans did a slow build up, and I did promise a 1 to 3 build up if they do build up, and I think they put 1 infantry down, which was fine. So what I'm going to do in lieu of that is I'm going to move my forces out of Kiev and Smolensk, which are identical, and that's 1 motorized, 1 light armor, and we are going to 1 tank destroyer and 1 artillery, and just have a bit of fun and just spread them out just to show a bit of fun. We're going to put our tank destroyer in western Ukraine, and we're going to put our light armor there as well, and then we're going to put our motorized and our artillery in southern Ukraine. And same up here in Smolensk. We are going to do that same thing again. We'll bring our tank destroyer and our light tank into southern Russia. And then northern Russia, we're going to bring our artillery and our motorized. Now I'm doing this for 2 reasons. 1, if the Germans do decide to get a little hinky, I have a chance to repel them if they take any territory, but also gives me a bit more flexibility if I need to move further, maybe further north to Leningrad or whatever. Pripyat marches do stop me a little bit, but you know, like I say, there's not too much we can really do about that. And let's just see here. We have 2 mountain in Transcaucasia, and I think we might want to move them into better locations. We could always ship them with our transport, I guess, down there. You know what? Maybe we will. Yeah, let's leave our 2 mountain here in Transcaucasia. Yeah, we're not going to move them anywhere. I think that's better. We're going to move our tactical bomber, fly him north, 1, 2, 3, 4 into Kiev. just to shore up our Air Force there. And we're going to move the Sovietsky Soyuz, our main battleship, out to join our fleet with the Stalingrad and the other ships right there. And that's off the coast of Norway there, where the other fleet is, which is in this sea zone just off Denmark. I can't see the number right now. We are going to keep our Air Force here. It's a good deterrent, and also gives me a chance to gobble up anything that that might happen. Seaplane. I don't think we can do anything with our seaplane here, so just bear with me. Just thinking about certain things. Yes. Okay, I think that's it. I think I'm missing one movement or so, but I think that should be good. I think we can move that. So now let's place our units. Now, and when I say our Air Force is lacking, we have a decent Air Force, but not the greatest Air Force in some areas. So I'm going to put one jet fighter here in Chita to represent the East, which actually has nothing for an Air Force. We're going to put one jet fighter here, down here in Leningrad, just because we don't have much there. And since we don't have anything in Smolensk, we're going to put something there in Smolensk as well. We now are going to put, since we do have one of those T-34s, and my bias changed, we're going to put that in Chita as well, as part of our push south, because we got to see what we can do for getting our points for the C.C.P. We'll have the other T-34, and this is a good point for a location here. Helsinki is worth a good point, and we do have a bit of movement here where we could reinforce things. Well, I guess not really in Norway, but we could go down here. But, you know what? Whatever. Let's put them on the plains. Let's put one in Kiev for now. Or should we put this one over in Kiev, in Smolensk? Tell you what, I'm just going to ponder that for a second and just see. You know me, guys. I like having, if I'm going to have units, I like to have multiple units in certain places. But for sure, what we're going to do is we're going to be putting 3 infantry over here in Chita for our defense and obviously protect that jet. We're going to put this transport here. We do have a shipyard in Norway, and we do have a supply route there, so I don't see why we can't put that in there. Now, I just want to make sure that the shipyard is in that sea zone, and it is. Okay, so we can put it down here. Our other transport there in Norway. Give us some options. And what else do we have here? We have 2 more infantry. Leningrad. Leningrad doesn't have much for defense, and I'm going to put some infantry there. I'll put 1 infantry in Leningrad. And just for shoring up, we're going to put 1 infantry down here in Transcaucasia as well, just because it is a valuable area. And then we have 1 lone militia, and we'll probably put him on the front too as well. But where? Or should we put him somewhere else? Well, technically, we don't have a militia up here in a factory in Norway, so let's put 1 there as well. Okay, guys, I think that's it. Hopefully that makes sense and everything is good to go. I think that is everything. We have now taken Istanbul. We do collect $72 now, which is not too bad for the Soviets at this stage of the game. And we'll see what happens next turn here. I do have improved factories, so I can build those T-34s again and just see what happens. Maybe I'll get improved construction. I don't know how well that's going to be good for me. But yeah, and I guess I could build advanced mechanized. Didn't even think about that this turn. But my position more now is defensive, but if I find any opportunities to purge and take advantage, then perhaps I might have to look at that. right now. But as far as our victory points go, and let's just go over here. I've set this up here. So now the Soviets do have another victory point, and that is access to the Mediterranean, which is nice. I've been trying to keep track of this, but I don't know how well I have been. These ones do concern me because they're actually quite important to victory. So we'll have to see what we can do. But Japanese are coming and the KMT. All right, guys, take care, stay classy. We'll see you guys all later, and hopefully I didn't miss anything. And if I did, well, we'll talk soon. Cheers.